Knock-a-doodle-doo. How's it going, guys? Rocking some sweet Nirvana threads, like I can actually afford one of those heavy suckers. So, I'm gonna go take my first flight since I flew at EFD. Scaling things back a bit. Now we're going into the off season. Sunset's gonna be earlier and earlier. Pretty soon I'm gonna be needing to fly from home just because it's an hour drive to the field I normally fly out of. Well, I got one at home that's about 15 minutes away. But I'm gonna keep going to Omaha as much as possible just to get some supervision and keep dialing stuff in. Because I have that resource, I'm new, I gotta take advantage of that. Now in terms of takeoff jitters, it's gone away substantially. Things have worked out really well. My last 3 takeoffs have felt great. It's taken off with good form. Those motor taxis just really help. I'll even do motor taxis in my front yard before I do a pre-flight. It helps. Overall, those jitters have sort of gone away. Usually during the day or whatnot, I'll get like a weird general anxiety. I don't think it's flying related. I don't know, I always set the bar low for myself. I have a hard time getting excited and holding my breath. I usually try to temper my expectations. But that's also because I'm kind of a beaten dog. There's been a lot of things in life that I've loved that I've either found out a bad true story about, or maybe reality just isn't what it seems, or I've had what I love taken away from me. So I've been kind of beaten a bit where I have a really hard time feeling excitement. But as soon as I'm clipped in and I take off, I leave the ground. I mean, there's just nothing like it. That feeling's just indescribable. I know what you're thinking. Probably like, hey Steve, I don't know what your problem is, but for me, mama didn't raise no I tell you what, you need to talk to my mother, because she raised a huge bitch. I love how much work and practice goes into paramotoring. I kited for so long and that was great, had a blast, but even transferring to flight wasn't automatically easy. Now, I wasn't blowing takeoffs or anything, but I'd had times where I'd sit in my seat early and almost drag my cage and I'm like, geez, work on that. There's just a lot of work that goes into it, but that's also what makes it fun and exciting too. But practicing for it is something a little different than what I'm used to. I actually went to college for 7 years for music education and jazz performance. Yeah, that's a real investment, right? I didn't make a career out of it for several reasons, but one of them, just to be honest with myself, is I just lacked the talent. I got good at certain things because I'd practice 4 to 6 hours a day. I just didn't have the talent for what I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to teach, but I wanted to be really good too. If I picked a different instrument besides piano, things might have been a little different. And even when I left, joined the band when I moved to Nebraska. After a couple years playing in it, when it disbanded, I swore I'd never play music again, unless I found the right people. And lo and behold, last year, I got an invitation to play keys in a band, and these were people I always wanted to play with, just because they're awesome, fun people. They're just great to hang around. I don't even care if we don't gig, it's just fun having them come to the garage and just having a good time. I don't have to get really critical on myself. It's fun. I love it. I'm very lucky to have them. The thing with practicing music is, even if you're going to learn something hard, you can always pull out a metronome, work on playing it at like 10% speed, but you just slowly progress. Now, one thing was hard for me is I was really heavy into jazz, and jazz is all about improvising and soloing, so you're making up music on the spot. But either way, you're sitting at a comfy piano. When it comes to kiting and paramotoring and stuff, you just can't freeze frame things. I remember when I first started kiting, you pull a wing up, it would just like, I'd pull it up, it'd crash right away. And then if you didn't lay it down straight, you know, you have to go and straighten it all out. Getting kiting practice is a lot of work. But after like my 25th try, it started to really click. Same thing when I go to strap the motor on. You know, you don't get to take off at like a 20% speed and just slowly build it up. You work on other practices and skills that add to your success. So for me, motor taxiing helps me out a lot. Kiting, I really worked on a lot of forward kiting. And that's how I mostly launched, just because of the air conditions in the Midwest. And that's helped me a bunch. I don't really worry about my wing when I'm trying to take off. I'm thinking about my back position, getting my hips out. But when I think back, I think the anxiety tends to be the same, because music, if I showed up to a gig, it wasn't bad, but when I was doing like a concert stage performance, man, sometimes I'd get into a cold sweat. I knew a lot of performers that were like that, really good performers, but man, they had to pop an anxiety pill before before they got on stage, otherwise they couldn't function. When you're on stage with a band and, you know, maybe you're carrying the band or playing a solo, it's just nerve-wracking, because you think in the back of your mind, like, what if I flub it and then I gotta grind the song to a standstill? But I never had that happen to me, and I had some pretty dicey performances. But at the times where maybe something didn't go quite right, I just kind of corrected it in the moment. And a lot of people didn't even know I played a bad note. So what I've learned from both is you just got to go out there, touch your stuff, and go for it. For me in music, if I would have spent at least 80% of the time practicing music and exploring my instrument, oof, no, I did plenty of that. But rather than just sitting down and listening to music for pleasure, I would have spent most of the time just practicing. I would have been a much better musician. And the same thing goes with kiting and paramotoring. Is you want to be out there doing it as much as you can, rather than reading about it and always watching YouTube videos. You just get so used to sitting on the couch and being in your comfort zone. You got to break out of it, and at the end of the day, it's worth it. Because sitting around ain't gonna give you fulfillment, it ain't gonna make you happy. But getting out there, while it might not be easy, you're working towards something that's gonna give you a huge reward. I tell you what, the last month has just been incredible. From my return to flight at Nebraska Paramotor, which was just insane. It was insanely fun. Like a dream come true. And then I go to Endless Foot Track. And man, that was just, it was freaking crazy. I mean, from my experience, I didn't know what I was getting into. I showed up, people recognized me because I put myself out there. I made so many friends, and I had friends I had never met in person that were there. I mean, it was just a crazy experience. It's just, it was out of this world. It's like a dream. And now I'm just coming down from all that. It's like, I gotta feel a little bit more reality, because it just can't be that good. It can't. There's just no way it can be that good. It was just so much fun. So let's talk YouTube for a second, because there's certain things that go synonymous with paramotors, like one wheels and stuff. I've never been interested in like a one wheel or anything, because I'm like, I'm never going to use it, I don't have time. Like when you go to a fly-in or other things and you're having to hoof it everywhere, it's like, yeah, that would actually be pretty nice. I'm actually thinking about getting an electric scooter. Way I can actually haul my paramotor on it, and maybe do some joy rides. I actually wanted to start a YouTube channel years ago, just because I was into weird random things. I bought an old house, was working on it, I raised chickens. I just did different things, but I did them in the way I do now. Everything I did was just goofy and stuff, and I thought I wanted to make a channel just for fun. I was starting to work on it, life just kind of hit me, and I just didn't do it. Then after a while I tried it again, and it was mostly because I'd gotten into cooking, and I got to be like an actual really good cook. So I thought I'd just start making goofy cooking videos just for fun. Well, soon after I started the channel, I got into paramotoring, and paramotoring just by itself is super interesting. So then that just kind of took over my life. But not only that, it became like just this blanket canvas that I can use for all sorts of reasons. You know, I get to use it just to express my personality. You know, I don't make these to be popular or thinking I'm gonna get many views or subs from it. I know certain people bemoan that they just can't get subs and viewers doing paramotoring, and it's like, you're not gonna appeal to the masses unless, like, you're Tucker God, you know, to make it that digestible. And there's just no sense in doing it if making videos and cutting it and spending that time isn't something that you enjoy by itself. Oh man, you know, just, I wouldn't even bother. You know, these are for my friends, and these are for other paramotor pilots, and it worked out great, because then when I went to a public gathering, people got to have a flavor of who I am, and we connected faster. And we're such a small community that we're separated by distance and low numbers. So I think it's a helpful tool to live vicariously through other people, get to know them. But if video editing does interest you, you don't have to be a whack job like me to do it and still be interesting for other people, because I like watching other people's stuff, even the ones who aren't quite that big or whatnot. A lot of it comes down to cutting. I cut about, I don't know, like 80% of all footage I take. Whatever I make, I want to make sure it's shorter than about 25 minutes. And I basically cut to a point where you just see highlights, because people have low attention spans. And some people just don't have the time. So I want to make, anything that I make, I want to make it really concise and try to make it digestible. So if you're really into, paramotor maintenance, set your camera on a tripod, just record yourself doing it, and just cut everything but the highlights that you really want to show. You can do time lapses, you can do all sorts of stuff to really get that down. And that's really the trick. Now, occasionally I like to do something a little more pretty, and I get inspiration from that because, I used to be a musician, so music to me used to be really important. So when I hear a song I really like, my brain just goes into a different mode where I kind of like, maybe I want to take some pretty footage or get some ideas and, do a highlight reel on that. And for those things, for the most part, I just use copyright-free music. You can get on YouTube's audio library. They got a bunch of stuff you can use there. A lot of stuff I don't like, so I'll have to pour through a whole ton, but you can just get it from that. But yeah, it's pretty much just cutting. If you feel like you're not interesting, but you want to do it, go ahead and do it. People send me videos, or I've got friends that just have random short clips, and I watch that stuff all the time. I'm always zooming in, looking at their takeoffs and landings, and I'm like, oh, wish I could do it that way. But I think it's helpful for our community just because we're so spread out. But I got to meet so many people that I find just fascinating that, I wish I could keep up with them and see them more often. I'll put today's flight up last. I think I'll pan over to some flights I had before the fly-in. I actually had good takeoffs and I stuck both landings, but the second one, I did my first climb up, motor out landing. It was funny because I heard on the radio as I was coming into land, hey, I need you about 500 feet above the target. And I was like, yeah, I know what's going on. You just hammer that throttle, hammer it. And then I get up above the target. All right, kill your motor. See you on the ground, and you can hear me just cussing. My experience with my first motor out landing, like as soon as I cut it, I don't know, when I'm in the air, I don't really worry a whole lot about stuff because I'm so happy and I'm so relaxed that it's almost like I accept my fate about anything, but I'm still thinking. And so when I killed it, it just went into, all right, game mode. Let's plan my approach and how much altitude I need to bleed off. But I wasn't bothered by it. And it was actually a cool experience because it's just so peaceful. It's quiet, except for the wind. And I even made a comment where I'm like, God, it's windy. But it's the same wind that's been hitting my face this whole time. It was just a cool sensation. Like, I kind of want to, as soon as they finish harvesting most of the crops, I want to like do that all the time. It's freaking cool. I like it.
Brakes to the pulleys. He's telling me to land again. Oh yeah. Wow. Oh, I got land. Man, I just want to stay up here and chill. Oh well, that takeoff felt pretty good. I had good form, I think. Man, I am going slow. Maybe this landing will be a little gentle. land it, otherwise it's going to be a pain in the ass to back this up in the dark. Whoops, I got a little high. Where's those radio towers at? You can usually tell my altitude. Yep, I'm quite a bit higher than them. It's crazy how much altitude you can gain in a short amount of time. Oh, wow. This is nice. This is just what I needed. Whew. He's gonna be like that. He flew high so he wouldn't have to land again. I feel better about taking off. I actually wouldn't mind landing one more time and just taking off. That lean back, I mean, you could feel it when you're getting drilled in the ground because you're just fighting yourself, but man, you lean back a little bit and it just wants to shoot you up. I went a wee bit high. This is taking forever for me to get down. Should mess with these trims one of these days. That was cool. Stuck a landing too. A lot of that I just go on autopilot. I'm listening to the instructor. Let's do a maneuver. Woo! Oh. He made me do a motor kill. Yeah. Oh, motor is killed. Wow, it is windy. Okay, so I'm gonna have a bit of a headwind. All right, hopefully the wind doesn't pick up and park me over the corn. Oh man, that was close. It's banking and I still stuck it. Whew, starting to trust that glider a little bit. Yeah. Oh man. I knew he was going to tell me to kill my motor. I knew it. I go say hi to the guys. Got some new students out tonight. Oh yeah, now I'm finally the guy that's flying. Yeah. They're not even looking. Hey. Look at me. Look at, yeah! Oh, my ears pop. My ears are still popping. Holy bubbles. So there is one thing I need to start working on outside of paramotoring. So I said I got into this for a bunch of different reasons. And one, it just keeps you busy. You know, you're working on your motor, you're kiting, you're seeing people, all sorts of stuff. There's a big health benefit to it. And I really started feeling the benefits when I started kiting. And then this summer when I started coming here, hanging out while I was waiting for my motor and just meeting people, it'd be no wind, 100 degrees, I'd still forward kite. So I got a ton of exercise. But ever since my motor came in, I'm flying instead of kiting. I definitely feel my body starting to draw back a bit, other than being able to carry the weight of my motor just fine. I really owe it to myself to start doing other stuff, like going to bed earlier, cut out drinking. Smoking, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do. I mean, I used to run 1.5 miles every other day and I would smoke. I need to work on myself, and I owe it to myself to do that so I can keep doing this successfully. You know, eating better. You know, all those New Year's resolutions that tell yourself you'll do and then you don't do it. Sometimes I'll do it if I have like a major life event, but to do it consistently, I need to really start thinking about my life outside of paramotoring. You know, I got a lot of stuff going for me, but I got a lot of work to do. And I can't keep beating up my body. You know, you can't wait out life. You just can't. You know, if I would have let the turmoil that hit me last year stop me, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. What? It's already done? I thought you said mama didn't raise no. What the hell is this shit? Play prop. Oh yeah, now I'm getting amped up. Little boaty out tonight. Oh yeah. clouds out tonight. I don't know if I can reach them. Yeah, I'm not going to try to reach them tonight. It's a little cold up here. Oh, wow. Man, it is chilly Billy. I have to go get those heated gloves. Wow. Man, I got really high that time. Oh, man, is that Al again? How many takeoffs is that? I think that's like number 6. He's had a lot of flights. He just comes out here and drills out landings. The guy's a freaking machine. He's retired. Comes out here and nails like 6 spot landings. I'll only come out and do like 1. Like I said, some people are thinking, what's the matter with you, Steve? Mama didn't raise no b****. That's the thing. Mama raised a huge b****. You gotta take it up with her. Oh yeah. Nice evening out. It's just cold up there. I'm even wearing my Nirvana jacket. Yeah, because I'm hot as shit. Man, it's taking me forever to get down. I wish that cloud layer was just a hair lower. There's things that you guess, and there's things that you know. There's boys you can trust, and girls that you don't. There's little things you hide, and little things that you show. Sometimes you think you're gonna get it, but you don't. That's just the way it goes. I swear I won't tease you, won't tell you no lies. I don't read no Bible, just look in my eyes. I waited so long, baby, out in the cold. Can't take much more, girl, I'm losing control. I want your I want your love. I want your I want you. Yow! Man, I just can't believe how fast this thing climbs because the float down takes forever. Got a new flyer out tonight I haven't flown with. Yeah, Joe. Oh, there is that low turbulence. Oh man, this is so cool. It's so fun to like go so high and then just buzzing the ground. Man, it is getting a little spicy. Yeah, there's a little spicy over there. It's like the first night I actually went out and explored a bit. Got a little quarry going on. Yeah. Oh yeah. You got that tailwind. Oh yeah. Oh wow. So I actually might have a softer landing tonight. See it blowing a little bit. Yeah, Midwest gusty air sucks. Creates that turbulence. Oh yeah. There's Ryan. He's a nut. Get out from under me. Oh yeah. Alright, landing approach. Let's see what she's got. Oh, this is nice and slow. Oh, close. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Oh man, it is time for a new Harry Potter bandana. Like it went through a prop. Man, I needed that flight. It felt nice. I like this Nirvana jacket. It's got this nice little side pocket so I can have my Nirvana energy drink. Tastes like bitch spit. Peace out, Cub Scouts.